Just because someone can pass the hands-on part of a test does not mean that they will be able to pass the written test. The ability and knowledge need to go hand in hand. The Firefighter Aptitude test questions is going to push the person taking it to know what they need to know to become a firefighter. There will be many of them that have the ability to fight fires, but knowing the standard procedures that should be used is also important. They need to be able to protect his partners who are also fighting the fire with them. They do not want to be putting anyone at risk when it is not necessary. The questions that are on the test can be difficult to answer if people do not study for the test. The aptitude test is going to be required for many of them to progress to become a firefighter. They need to be able to answer all of the questions correctly. To do this, they are going to need to study for this test. They may be able to get a practice test that they can look at. Some people will also order a study guide online. This is going to help tremendously so that they know what types of things will be listed on the test. These tests can change from time to time also. They are going to include the same information though. Everybody has a different interest in the test also. For someone who thinks that they can pass it without studying, they will get a big surprise. There is a lot of information that needs to be learned. A study guide may be a possibility also. Everybody will want to make sure that they are taking the time that is necessary to learn everything that they possibly can. This is going to be very important in order to make sure that they have what they need to help them study too. They may need to get a study guide. Many of these can be purchased and downloaded online also. This can be much more convenient for some people. Every firefighter is going to need to know many things, even if they are under pressure. This means that they are going to have to really know the information. They will not have the time to look things up when they are in the field. These tests are going to test that knowledge very extensively. Some of these types of tests will make people very nervous too. This is usually because they do not feel that they have studied long enough and do not know the information completely. When someone decides to take this test, they are going to want to start studying right away instead of waiting until the last minute. This is not a test that is going to be like a college exam. It is something that is going to mean the difference between being a good firefighter or not being one at all. People are depending on them to save them and their homes. A study guide is usually going to be pretty close to giving all of the information that is included in these aptitude tests. They are going to be very important to pass as well. Every person will need to make sure that are able to pass their test. The Firefighter Aptitude test questions can be very complicated, but not all of them will be. They may have to give answers that are very in-depth. This is the only way that people will know whether or not they can really handle the job as a firefighter or not.